Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lee Fitzpatrick, and I'm the Managing Director of a media agency called Medialiciously. And we specialise in food and drink, videography, and storytelling for brands in Scotland and beyond. Today, I'm going to tell you about a campaign that we've been working on for the past 6 months that we're incredibly excited about. So the campaign is called Food Hero Scot. And about 6 months ago, probably a little bit longer actually, about 9 months ago, when kind of COVID took a grip of the food and drink sector, we were just as impacted as our customers because we specialise in food and drink. So myself and my two business partners, we got together and we says, what can we do to support our clients who are really struggling right now? And our skill is storytelling, visual storytelling through photography and videography. So we agreed that we really wanted to tell the stories of some of the brands across all parts of the sector that were doing good in a real time of crisis. So we wanted to recognise brands in the sector that were prioritising sustainability even through a time of real crisis. So just before we get into the kind of crux and core of the campaign, we were very lucky to be supported by STV, who have something called the Green Fund. So that is a £1 million fund set up in Scotland to support and encourage campaigns to businesses in Scotland that are prioritising people and planet over profit. So we partnered with STV about a few months ago to bring this campaign to life, and actually at the minute, over the next 3 weeks, we've got a TV ad running. So if you're on STV, you'll be able to see the ad, which is reaching a huge amount of people on TV at the moment. So I think the best place to start is the reason for the campaign. So obviously the food and drink sector has been massively impacted by COVID-19. There's been a huge amount of upheaval in the industry, and they're still struggling to get back on track at the minute. Couple this with a climate crisis, a huge amount of challenge surrounding food waste, sustainability in the sector. The sector is really having a bit of a hard time. So what we wanted to do was celebrate the businesses in the sector that, despite of facing a crisis, are still taking steps to prioritise people, community and planet. And this is from seed to plate. So every part of the sector, from farms, producers, distributors, all the way through to bars, restaurants, distilleries, and everything in between. And what I'm going to do is just show you an introduction video just now to give you a little bit more of a sense of the campaign, and also the TV ad, which is running just now, which will hopefully give you a bit more of an insight into what the campaign is about.
No one's been left unfrustrated. A wave through a window, a hug for a later date. Our lives stuck in limbo, we patiently wait. But now there is time to strive for good cause, with a life no longer held on pause. Change. So we're building an ecosystem of conscious buyers, from farmers to grocers and chefs to suppliers. Join the movement, be part of the mission, and tell us who you think deserves recognition.
After what feels like a lifetime of staying at home, missing a coffee from your favourite cafe or a meal from your local restaurant, we're all desperate to get back to some sort of normality. But the future of food and drink must be rooted in sustainability. That's why we're giving food and drink brands the recognition they deserve. With your help, we're going to give 10 lucky winners the chance to tell their story on camera, reach a wider audience, and benefit from a support package worth over £5,000. So, what can you do? First, we need your nomination. Tell us about your favourite brand and why they deserve to win. Second, your vote. A short list will be added to our leaderboard on our website. You can vote for your favourite there. And third, your email. Our mailing list will ensure that you feel part of our community, keeping you up to date on our winners, as well as giving you the opportunity to attend live talks and events throughout the year. Together we can make a real difference to brands across the country. Join the movement, be a part of the mission, and tell us who you think deserves recognition.
So as you can see, at the core of the campaign, what we really want to do is shed a light on the brands and businesses throughout the whole sector that are taking real steps, big or small, to basically fight against unsustainability. So what we want to do is use our skills as a media agency alongside a collection of other amazing partners who are helping us bring this to life, to tell the stories of their business. These brands that are making a huge stride towards sustainability in the sector, and we want to raise awareness of these brands. And the way that we're going to do that is through documentary. So we're going to basically tell the stories of these brands using video and media, and we're going to spread the word via the Food Hero Scot website. And what we want to do is we want to encourage business for good. So we want the campaign, in terms of the lasting impact, to actually inspire other businesses to start taking steps towards being more sustainable in any way that they can. And we want to celebrate all stages of the supply chain. So as I mentioned before, from farms, grocers, suppliers, distribution, all the way through to the brands that we all know on the high street, restaurants, bars, distilleries, that sort of thing. And we actually, due to our partners that we've managed to get involved, we have a total prize package of over £250,000 worth of in-kind support services that is going to be distributed between 10 winning brands. And at the heart of this campaign is actually a competition. So we have £250,000 worth of in-kind services that are available to Scotland's sustainable food and drink brands. At the moment, we're in the first nomination phase of the competition. So businesses in Scotland or consumers who have an affinity towards a brand that's sustainable in Scotland can actually, at the moment, go onto the website and nominate that brand to be in with a chance of winning one of the 10 prizes. And I'm going to, in a second, I'm going to show you a video on how you can actually nominate that business. Yes, but before I get to that, I want to run through the prizes that the winning brands will benefit from. So as I mentioned earlier, at the core of the campaign is storytelling. So we are, Medialiciously, are going to arrange a documentary video to be produced to tell the story of each of the 10 sustainable brands individually. So that'll be everything from storyboard planning through to production, where we'll do a 2-3 day shoot, through to post-production, and then sharing those documentaries as far and wide as we possibly can. They'll also win 2 tickets for the Startup Summit or the Impact Summit that is ran by FutureX, as well as an annual subscription to FutureX that are one of Scotland's basically leading purpose-driven business communities that I'm sure some of you will have came across. We'll also be doing email blasts, so each winning brand will reach a pretty large email list of conscious consumers, and they'll benefit from a PR photo shoot, a press release, and placement on the Food Hero Scot website for 12 months plus. And then finally, STV are very kindly donating a support package where they'll get all the winning brands together to explore sustainability a little bit more and see how they can help. One of the other legacy impacts that we're looking to have with the campaign is actually a directory. So we're going to create a directory on the website over the next 3 months where conscious buyers can search regionally for sustainable food and drink brands and engage with them, buy with them, land on their website, and so on. So that's the lasting impact that we're looking to have with the campaign, as well as creating a conversation around sustainability in the food and drink sector and how businesses and consumers can collaborate to make a bigger impact. So my ask today is, if anyone watching can help us to build an ecosystem of conscious buyers and businesses, and the way that you can do that and support the food and drink industry is by nominating a sustainable business or brand at any point of the supply chain in the food and drink sector. And I'm going to show a video on how you can do that in just a few seconds. But before I do that, I just wanted to explain what characteristics or traits a sustainable food and drink brand would have, or a Food Hero Scot would have. These are just a few examples, but of course there's much more to take into account. So a brand or business that takes additional steps towards prioritising people and planet over profit, which of course over the past 12 months we've seen an incredible community support across the industry, where businesses have been trying to keep jobs, etc. So there's a lot of credit due to do with that. And a business or brand that runs social or environmental fundraising or awareness campaigns without self-serving intentions. Again, lots of examples of fundraising, awareness campaigns to help suppliers, etc., over the past 12 to 18 months. Calculates and aims to reduce their carbon emissions, which is, of course, is really important just now. Cares about their community and uses environmental and social issues such as the Sustainable Development Goals from the UN as an inspiration for goal setting. And what you'll see in a second when we play this video is, in terms of criteria for what makes a Food Hero Scot and a potential competition winner, we're actually using a few different frameworks to qualify that a business is eligible. So the UN Sustainable Development Goals, the donut economy, and a few other ones. So I'm just going to play a video which is going to show you how you can nominate a sustainable food and drink brand, and I hope you enjoy. Food Hero Scot is running a competition with over £250,000 worth of in-kind services available to sustainable food and drink brands in Scotland. If you are prioritising people or planet at the heart of your business, then you can nominate yourself or be nominated to be in with a chance of being one of 10 businesses that will win a support package of over £25,000. Regardless of scale, resource or acclaim, a Food Hero Scot is a business that is aware of what is needed to be done in the fight against unsustainability. The following list is a few examples of the trademark qualities that we're looking to celebrate. A business that takes additional steps to prioritising people or planet over profit. A business that runs social or environmental, fundraising or awareness campaigns without self-serving intentions. Calculates and aims to reduce their carbon emissions, proactively reduces food waste and cares about their community, and takes sustainability into account when selecting supply chain partners. Businesses can self-nominate, and the public can also nominate businesses. We are accepting businesses with all legal structures to be eligible for nomination. Businesses must then fill out a self-assessment form which is sent to them after a nomination is submitted. Businesses must demonstrate evidence that they have engaged in and sustained activity that prioritises sustainability, that is aligned with the UN Sustainable Development Goals, the donut economy, and the positive impact model. Simply press the terms and conditions link on foodheroscot.co.uk to learn more about the frameworks or other eligibility criteria. So how does the nomination process work? The campaign has 3 nomination and voting phases. For Phase A, nominations open on June the 1st and close on June the 30th. Voting then opens on July the 1st and runs through to July the 31st. We will then select 4 winners and release documentaries telling their story on August the 1st, September, October and November. For Phase B, nominations open on August the 1st and close on September the 30th. Voting then opens on October the 1st and closes on October 31st. We will then select 3 winners and tell their powerful stories. There's plenty of opportunity for sustainable businesses to win. If you know a business operating in the food and drink sector in Scotland that is prioritising people and planet, then be sure to nominate them now. Simply head to the Nominate a Hero button on our website and submit your nomination. The team at Food Hero Scot will then reach out to the nominated business, and after a few simple checks, they'll be approved to move on to the voting phase. Together we can create a brighter future and place sustainability at the heart of Scotland's food and drink sector. Be sure to nominate your favourite brand, subscribe to our newsletter and follow our social channels to keep up with the developments of the campaign. I hope you enjoyed that video. I just wanted to explain that beyond the competition, there's lots of other ways that brands, organisations and individuals can get involved. The first one is by joining the community. So we have a mailing list which you'll find on the website at foodheroscot.co.uk, and I'd encourage you to subscribe to that because we'll be trying our best over the next 12 months to keep everyone up to date. And that leads on to point 2 about attending community webinars. So we're going to be collaborating with a lot of our partners, ambassadors, sponsors, and winning brands, as well as consumers, to create a bit of a conversation around sustainability in the food and drink sector. And what we really aim to do with that is educate and inspire and basically create a conversation that can help other businesses to take their first steps with becoming more sustainable. And the third way that you can get involved is to become a sponsor. So the Food Hero Scot campaign is completely not for profit, but we are looking for ways to make a bigger impact over the next 12 months and beyond. So if you are an individual or a business that has interests within the food and drink sector or is passionate about it, sustainability as well, then we'd love to speak to you to see if there's any way that you can sponsor the legacy and lasting impact that this campaign aims to have. And just finally, before I close off, I just wanted to recap on some of the partners that have done an incredible job giving their time for free and helping us deliver this campaign. So the campaign lead, as I said at the start, is Medialiciously. That's my business, so I'm managing director of that business, and we specialise in food and drink photography and videography for brands in the food and drink sector. Our headline partner, of course, is STV, who have very kindly supported us with their Green Fund, which I explained earlier. And we have a collection of other founding partners, which you can see below, who have provided a lot of time, effort and in-kind support to help us bring this campaign to life. So yeah, I would like to thank you for tuning in. I'm sure you've had a busy day today, so thanks for making it to this presentation. As I mentioned before, we'd love you to join the movement in any way that you possibly can, and you can do that by visiting foodheroscot.co.uk. Thanks for listening. Hi everyone, thanks for listening to that. This takes us to the Q&A session, so I'd like to open up to any questions. If anyone's got any, that would be great. I've already got a few that have came in the chat box, so I'll go through them just now, and we'll let any other questions come in. So the first one I've got is, how do we decide who wins the 25,000 prize, and do they have to be based in Scotland? So firstly, the first part of that, it's we have a nomination phase where brands and businesses can be nominated, and once that closes, we then open up a voting phase. So brands then have the opportunity to share their nomination with their network and gather votes. So it's decided completely by the public, and we'll have a voting scoreboard on the website, which is completely transparent, and anyone can vote for any businesses or brands in each of the 3 phases that we have throughout the year. And yes, the second part is they do have to be based and trading in Scotland to be eligible for the competition. Next question, how do you get on the email list to receive these? Our business would like to support the businesses that win, as we're not quite there yet with our sustainability. So the best way to do that is to go to the website, so foodheroescot.co.uk, and then if you just scroll down on the homepage, there's an opportunity to join the movement, and you just need to provide your name and email address, and that'll allow you to keep up to date with everything that's going on in the campaign. But if you do want to arrange a call, feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn or my email, which is lee@outlawsocial.co.uk, and be happy to have a chat. Okay, next question. So do you have to be solely based in the food and drink sector to get involved? Yes, so the competition is exclusively aimed at the food and drink sector. As I explained in the presentation, it's every part of the food and drink sector, so straight through from kind of production, farming, food technology, distribution, but it is focused on only the food and drink sector. Okay, next question. So I've looked on Twitter, but I can't find the campaign. Is there a Twitter account? Now, that's a good question. I'm sure there is a Twitter account. I don't have the Twitter handle to hand, but if you were to drop me an email either via the website or a LinkedIn message, just at Lee Fitzpatrick on LinkedIn, I could get you the Twitter handle. Not a problem. Okay, do we have any more questions? I think that's all that's came in so far. But if anyone's got any other questions, feel free to ask. Just give it a few minutes to see if any more come in. Good question. So that's one just came in. So do you think this could help us showcase our sustainability in tenders we write? So that, I guess that would be dependent on what sector specifically that your business works within. But absolutely, I'm not a specialist in tenders, but we do have some experience supporting clients with marketing in relation to tenders. And what I hear is that sustainability is definitely a growing requirement for tenders. So yeah, I would say absolutely. If there's an area of sustainability that you can associate your brand or business with, then I think it would only have a positive effect. So it's not a specialist answer, but hopefully that helps. Okay, so do you have any tips for how to get an extra point or two? This sounds dead interesting. Thanks for the presentation. So I'm not 100% sure what you mean by an extra point or two. I'm not sure if you'd be able to just clarify that a little bit further. That would be helpful. Yeah, a little bit of clarification would be great, and I can answer that. Just trying to think if it might be in relation to the voting phase. I'm not 100% sure, but my tips for if you are a business that gets nominated for the competition, my encouragement would be when the the voting phase opens, is to reach out to your network and ask for them to support you in the campaign by voting. And we'll actually we'll be providing support packs to every business and brand that gets nominated. to give them support on how to take it to their network and get as many votes as they possibly can, and to spread the word as well. Hopefully that answers your question. Okay, do we have any more questions? I think I've answered them all. But if there's any final questions, I think we've got a few minutes left, so feel free to ask. Otherwise, I think we'll probably bring this to an end. But just before I do, I'd like to thank everyone for listening to the presentation. Hopefully you found it useful, and hopefully either yourself or people in your supply chain that are in the food and drink sector can benefit from the campaign. And if you do have any further questions, please feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn at Lee Fitzpatrick, or visit foodheroescot.co.uk, and I'd be happy to help or give you any more information on the campaign. But I think that's it. No more questions. So thanks again, and we'll bring it to a close.